Hi, I'm Andrew from Parlogram, and in this video we're looking at one of this year's more unusual Record Store Day releases, a new John Lennon set built entirely around a single song.
Love is real.
Now, if you picked up last year's Mind Games meditation mixes, you'll already have a sense of what this is. This is essentially a continuation of that idea, but instead of drawing from the song Mind Games, everything here focuses on a track from John's 1970 Plastic Ono Band album, Love.
Touch is love.
Now that's quite an interesting choice, because Love is about as simple and direct as John ever got. And because of that, it lends itself quite well to this kind of reinterpretation. So what you have here is a 3 LP set, limited to 4,500 copies, made up of 9 separate meditation mixes, all built from the original 1970 1-inch multitrack recordings. Each one takes elements of the song and reshapes them into something much longer and more atmospheric. In some cases, these run anywhere from 5 minutes to well over 20, so you're dealing with something much more extended than the original recording. Alongside those, you also get a series of looping mantras cut into locked grooves, so they can effectively play on your turntable continuously. And in most cases, Sean Ono Lennon has added additional instrumentation, guitars, synths, textures, so this isn't about taking things away. There are points where he's actively building on what was already there. Now, this project has also been developed alongside an app called Luminate, and these mixes actually appeared there before being brought to vinyl. And that's really where the wider concept becomes clear. Because the idea here isn't just to remix the song, it's to turn it into something functional, something you might use for relaxation, focus, or just as a background environment. 4 of the mixes are presented as binaural versions, each focusing on different types of brainwave activity. The idea is that by feeding slightly different frequencies into each ear, you create a kind of perceived third frequency in the brain. Now, how effective that is in practice is open to debate, but it does give you an idea of how far they've taken the concept beyond a conventional remix. Now, releases like this do tend to divide opinion. There will be people who look at this and immediately see it as unnecessary, or as a way of extending the catalogue beyond what was originally intended. And to a point, you can understand that reaction. But I don't think that's really what this is trying to do. This isn't presenting itself as a new definitive version of anything. It's taking a very specific aspect of John Lennon's work and building something around it using modern tools. And that's where Sean comes in, because whatever you think of the end result, this isn't being done by just anyone. It's coming from someone who understands both the material and the intent behind it, perhaps better than anyone. Now, having spent some time listening to this, I think the key question is whether it works on its own terms. And for me, it does. It takes those familiar elements, the piano, the vocal fragments and the overall feel, and lets them breathe in a way you don't really get in the standard version. As a listening experience, it isn't something you sit down and focus on in the same way. It's something you put on and let run. An approach like that, it works surprisingly well. It settles into the background without disappearing completely, which is probably exactly what it's meant to do. If you come to this looking for a new version of Love, you probably won't find it here. But if you treat it as something more ambient and open-ended, then it makes a lot more sense. From a collector's point of view, it's also quite an interesting piece. It's not simply a variation of something that already exists, it has a clear concept behind it. It's also a beautiful looking release. You've got this stunning mirrorboard triple fold-out cover, and it's pressed on this beautiful iridescent pearl Arctic vinyl by Optimal in Germany. And they're housed in these fine printed poly-lined inners. Once again, you've got to give Simon Hilton and Sean Ono Lennon top marks for design, and I thank them very much for sending this to me. It's great to see them continuing to engage with Record Store Day like this, because it's not something we've really seen from the Beatles in recent years. Don't forget about the special screening of the one-to-one concerts coming up from April the 29th, hopefully at a cinema near you. It's been restored frame by frame with newly remixed audio in high-definition stereo, 5.1 surround and Dolby Atmos, so it should be a real treat to see. Let me know what you think about this project and if you've used the Luminate app. I'll be back at the weekend with something completely different. But that's all for this one, so I'll say bye for now and thanks for watching.
To be